Boker Tov, we are in Megilat Esther Perek Vav, Pasuk Yud Bet. So we are in the part of the story that Haman rides Mordechai on the horse of the king, etc. And now, Vayashav Mordechai Ashar HaMelech, the story is over. Mordechai goes back to the gates of the king. And Rashi says that Mordechai goes back in fasting and going back with wearing sackcloth, because again Mordechai knows there's an edict from Haman to kill the Jews, and even though he got rode around the city and it was very nice and everything, but the edict was still in place, and therefore he went back to his prayers, he went back to his fasting. The Haman nitchaf el beto. Haman hurried back home. Avel v'chafui rosh. Avel means in mourning, so we'll have to see what that means in a moment. But Avil also means depressed. V'chafui rosh, and he had his head covered, his head was down. Haman, being second to the king, he was the one, like a servant, riding around Mordechai. And this was, as we mentioned, Esther closed the entire city, all the shops and everything. This was in front of everyone. He was very embarrassed. He ran home out of embarrassment. The Gaon of Vilna says, Avel is that the fact that he wanted to kill Mordechai. He came to tell Achashverosh to kill Mordechai, and it came up the opposite, that he was riding him around. That's Avel. V'chafui rosh, the fact that he was second in command to be the one to ride him around, that for him was something of great embarrassment. The famous Midrash says that Haman was also in mourning as well, because when he was carrying around Mordechai, his daughter, Haman's daughter, from the high window, saw the situation. She thought that it was Haman riding on the horse, my father's second in command, and she thought it was Mordechai riding him in front. Maybe, I don't know this part of the Midrash, but maybe people were saying the words Haman, Mordechai, etc. So she thought it's her father on the horse, and it was Mordechai in the front. So she took, says the Midrash, they would use the bathroom, they would have like a pail. She took the pail of the bathroom and she threw it on the head of the one carrying. She thought it was Mordechai. It was Haman. Haman looks up and the daughter realizes she poured it on her father, and out of such embarrassment she jumped out the window and she killed herself. So Haman, after this, was also an Avel. He lost his daughter as well. Haman gets back home. He tells his wife, and all those that love him, everything that happened to him. He went to the house, and can you believe it? Achashverosh was awake. What can I do to someone that I love? And it ended up being on Mordechai. His wise advisors and Zeresh's wife tells him, and this should be a warning for all of our enemies, if Mordechai is from the seed of the Jews, if he's a Jew, if you started now to fall in front of him, you started falling, if he's a Jew, and now you started falling, lo tuchalo, you're not going to be able to overcome him. Kinafol tipol alav, you're going to fall down all the way. So earlier, Zeresh didn't bring this up. It wasn't necessarily a Jewish thing. This guy wasn't bowing down to you, take him out. But now she's hold on a second. If he's a Jew and this whole thing's happening, no, then you're gonna lose. And the Gaon of Vilna points out from the Pesukim as well that he says to his wife, "Et kol asher karahu," everything that happened. The word karahu could also be from the word mikre. Mikre is an occurrence, meaning they had a discussion, and she asked him, maybe Mordechai, he got that position because he was more skilled than you, and now Haman, if you show that you're more skilled than him, you'll get the position back, etc. Haman says, no, it was all by chance. It was all a mikre. It all happened to be that he saved his life. He happened to hear Bigtan and Teresh saving Achashverosh's life. It happened to be happenstance. So the wife said, and the Chachamim said, if it happens, that means it's Min HaShamayim. And if it's Min HaShamayim, the Yehudim have a much stronger level of connection than you, than us, and therefore you're gonna lose. Odam medaberim imo. While they're still, the last pasuk of the 6th Perek, while they're still talking to him, they're still talking. The kings, the ministers came to take Mordechai to the party. And they rushed and they take Haman to the party that Esther does. So Haman doesn't even have a moment to say, you know what, yeah, I'm going to lose against Mordechai. Let me just stop here. Let me just do teshuvah maybe, whatever. He doesn't even have a moment to think. They quickly whip him off to the thing, and then we see his downfall is going to be there. That's it. Haman already sealed his fate. Hashem didn't give him a chance anymore, and he went all the way down, as we're going to see. Odam Medabrim Imo, says the Gaon of Vilna, they were about to tell him, you know what? Break down that 50 gallows that you want to do, Mordechai. Break it down, and you know what? Maybe teshuvah, whatever. But Hashem took that away from him. He didn't even have a chance, and they whisked him off to the Mishteh. And of course, we know what happens next, but we will save that for tomorrow, B'ezrat Hashem, in the 7th Perek. Baruch Adonai Le'olam, Amen ve'Amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Hakashah אומר יצא הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות את ישראל לפיכך יברא להם תורה ומצוות שנאמר אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגדיל תורה וידיר